Yo, good afternoon, everybody. What's going on? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another little video for you. Roundup of the day's Man United news and transfer goings on and just general Man United news today, folks. We're going to get into it all raw in this video. How you all doing, guys? Hey, Matty Gwinnett, what's happening there? Kate Cadet, you legend. Mark Nurse, Craw number 1, Rob MUFC, Lucky Singh, Flying Pig United fan. What's good, my son? Rory C, Stormtrooper, United Tactical Talk. I'm good, thanks for asking, bud. How are you doing? Abubakar Ibrahim, welcome in. FIFA Don, Philip Chapman, Alfie Thielen, Net Gigs, Eddie Trooper, King Jar Hero, Gary Nass, Dublin Games, Rushmano, Viking Football, Rocks, Nick Pendragon, Vincent Bullock, Fire Up, Carlos, Jesper, Mark Courts, and everybody else. Thank you very much for joining us for the show. Do us a favour at the start of this one, everybody. Twat that like button. Give it a big thumbs up. Share it around as well on social media. I've pinned the tweet to the top of the live chat. I'll give everyone a shout out later who gives it a cheeky little retweet and helps us spread the word. And as always, if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Get yourself in there raw in the live chat. Have your say throughout. We will be getting in and out the live chat throughout the show, so get yourself involved, get your thoughts in there, and we'll have a big Q&A at the end also. Hey, YouTube Jamaican, Ryan Hughes, Gerard, Stormtrooper, John Anderson, lots of legends and legendesses getting in here. We've got plenty to get into today, guys. Might be a bit of a long show because there's so much to get into. So, first off, let's talk about this situation. So Fabrizio Romano tweeting out that Juventus have received Manchester United's message on Adrien Rabiot that the deal is completely off and won't change unless something crazy happens on the player side. Get in there, my son. Come on. Don't want this guy anyway. He's bang average. Okay, maybe he's better than some of the gash we've got at the football club. That has to be said. Scott McTominay is uber gash. So this guy would probably be better than him. But if they're talking about him wanting big money, then, you know, it's just like, it's not feasible, is it? He's a squad player at best, really. He's going to be rotation, especially once United sign more new players as well. So, yeah, that's right. We don't want that gash merchant, Gary 1992. I couldn't agree with you more, bud. Who needs that guy? But to be fair, he would be a decent squad player, but not on the sort of money that they're wanting. So different reports suggest that they're just wanting a huge amount of money. And because of that, it's pretty much ruled out. So United have intention to pay record salary and also huge signing for other targets now discussed internally. That's what Fabrizio Romano said. So look, really, they're just asking for too much money. Rabiot and his mum trying to squeeze as much money out of Man United as possible. Thankfully, we weren't big enough mugs to try and actually do the deal. It looks like we're out of that one and we're now working on other targets, which is great. I mean, we've got more confirmation here from Fab, actually, just from, a couple of hours ago that says that Adrien Rabiot's camp told Juventus they have no intention to reduce the salary requests. So it's not like there can be a deal done there either. It's not like they're playing hardball and they just want to try and get as much money and they're prepared to go a lot lower than they want. No, Rabiot's mum wants him to get the big bucks. So it seems that they've got no intention to reduce the salary request. No way for a Man United deal. This is via Fab. And so he also went on to say that Manchester United are now working on conditions of the Casemiro deal. Also, Carlo Ancelotti will be a key factor in the conversations with the player. Come on! What an upgrade that is, though, in all fairness. If we're going from Rabiot to Casemiro as a midfield option, I think it's a brilliant upgrade. Okay, Rabiot's a few years younger, but let's face it, Casemiro's been one of the best defensive midfielders over the last decade, and, his trophy cabinet suggests that also. 60-odd caps for Brazil. He's a fantastic player. In fact, we got some statistics on Casemiro just this season gone, and you can see that he's top 2% in terms of defensive third tackles, top 3% successful pressures, top 3% aerials won, top 4% clearances, top 5% long balls completed, top 7% blocks, top 8% progressive passing distance. So this is compared to the top 5, all the midfielders in the top 5 leagues in Europe. So he's clearly a classy individual, my friends, and a player that Man United could definitely do with. The only drawback for me is obviously his age. He is 30, getting on for 31. This guy is coming towards the end of his career, but he's still in his prime just about. And if you look at the last season, it's not like he's slowing down anytime soon. His role for Man United would just be to sit in front of that back line and just protect them and play it around and, be a proper DM for us. That's what I think he'll be able to do for a good few seasons to a very high standard still. He's only 30. People are talking like 30 like it's over the hill. 30 in terms of football is not over the hill, especially in the modern era. It's probably like 27 about 15, 20 years ago. So the sports science has come on so much. 30-year-old, surely he's still got a good few seasons left at the top. I could see him doing the job for United from the age of like 30 to 33, 30 to 34, similar to sort of Nemanja Matic. But the difference is Casemiro, if anything, is just like an elite level midfielder right now. I mean, I personally don't know why he'd want to come to us, but if we could get the deal done, I would be all for it, guys. Let's have a little vote in the live chat very quickly. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you want Casemiro from Real Madrid. Smash a 2 if you think, no, he's a bit old, let's go for somebody else. Let me know. Matty Gwinnett, thank you for the super chat, Matty Gwinnett. Let's also get a Sue in there. He says, at this point, Piggy, we should just buy Brentford for 55 million and sell Slabby McTominay the other way. Great show. Oh, thank you so much. Hashtag Glazers out. Let's get a Glazers out in there for Matty Gwinnett. Thank you, Matt Gwinnett. Appreciate you, my man. And I couldn't agree more with you, really. I mean, they literally had a squad 8 times less in value than us, and they beat us 4-0, mate. Shocking times, shocking times. Lots of ones coming in. Fire Up, Alfie T, Butterpants, Nas, Courts, and King Jar says no. Gungshi says yes. How you doing there, Don Gungshiliodi? Matty Gwinnett says yes. Gavin C says no. Luno says no. Philip Chapman says no. Stuart says no. Aaron Spear, Gerard say yes. So, in terms of like, there's a little bit of a minority, I would say, that don't want him. I think most people do want him. I think there's good reason to want him because, okay, he'd be quite expensive for somebody his age as well, but he's a classy player. He's much better than the current shite we've got right now. I would absolutely cut off my left, well, I wouldn't actually, but just to get somebody of that caliber in here right now, because Man United are Europa League guff. Glazers has driven us into the ground. We don't have many sort of world-class players. I believe Casemiro is a world-class player in his position, absolutely. So, we could definitely do with this guy. It would be a fantastic signing for the short term. It's not a long one. He can't build a team around him for a decade. He's old, but he's not that old, and he's still got plenty of time left, I think. Rox Zebek, what's going on? He says, does Real Madrid want to sell Casemiro though? So I wouldn't have thought so, bud. I personally wouldn't have thought so either. But there are lots of reports here, so let me just get this up for you here. That's what she said. So apparently this is what Mario Cortegiana says from Spain. He says Real Madrid and Casemiro are not ruling out a Man United transfer, now confirmed. But Fabrizio Romano was speaking earlier on, and he said that 45 million euros to 50 million euros is nowhere near enough to tempt Real Madrid. They want way more, and Casemiro would only consider a crazy, crazy salary. So, I mean, I think they would be prepared to sell because, well, he is starting to get on a little bit. If you put in a big money move for a player who is a depreciating asset over the next few years, who they're going to lose for nothing, maybe they would rather look to the future and invest and do what maybe Man United should be doing, but maybe they'll look to do that and try and invest in a younger player. So if you make the offer good enough for Real Madrid, of course they would sell him. The only thing is obviously I don't see Ancelotti wanted them to sell him. I also personally don't see Casemiro wanting to go to Manchester United for anything other than a big, big salary. I mean, Fab's just said it himself there. Casemiro would only consider a crazy, crazy salary. So do we really want somebody that only would come here for a crazy, crazy salary? Because the plus points are not that big at United right now. Maybe if we had Champions League football and we just finished second, like when Rafael Varane's come in, he might feel like, okay, it's a new challenge, it's a new era. We've got an opportunity to build and maybe challenge for things and win a Premier League, win a Champions League. Who knows? Just City, City seems silly now. But maybe that's what Rafael Varane thought. But now you look at the bleakness at United with the owners and the state of the club and where we are, Europa League. Why would a top-tier player like that, who's just literally won the Champions League, has got 5 Champions League trophies, why would that player want to come and play for Manchester United in the Europa League? I don't get it. It would only be for money, I think, which does put me off because it's a big red flag. But then again, look, depends on the character of the player, doesn't it? He's 30 if he wants to come here for a new challenge, but he's prepared to just get paid a shitload of money, but he's still going to give it his all and be a world-class player, then, I'm up for it. Depends. It's a case-by-case basis. There's been many players that have come into United just for a payday, i.e. Alexis Sanchez or some toss-pots like that, Falcao, whoever it may be, not really given a toss. But is Casemiro that type of guy? I don't know, guys. I mean, I don't know whether or not it would be one final payday and he's just going to toss it off for a few seasons, or if he's really going to be full-blooded, give it his all when he wants a new challenge at Manchester United. But it's unlikely. I'd say, personally, I think it's unlikely because why would Casemiro want to come? Dylan MUFC, thank you for your super chat there, Dylan. Get in there. Let's get a Sue in there. He says, Odds on we re-sign Fellaini on deadline day. Oh, man. I wonder what the bookies' odds are for that, bud. Don't rule it out. Thank you so much for that. Kate Cadet's got a super chat in here as well. Kate, thank you. He says, there's no more money, Piggy. Forget it. Hashtag Glazers out. Okay, so let's just talk about this for a sec, Kate. So budget-wise, yes. I mean, we're not really expected to go and get both Frankie de Jong and Casemiro. The Frankie de Jong deal sort of seems dead in the water. But who knows? It could still happen. It might be one of those that goes on to Judgment Day in the transfer window, you know. But certainly, if you look at the other options we've got, Casemiro, is he a replacement for de Jong if we're going in and we're spending that sort of a money? He probably would be available for less money than de Jong because of his age factor. And if Real Madrid would be looking to cash in for a good amount of money, hey, look, he's a great player, isn't he, Casemiro? I mean, he's the best option, one of the best options we could get in terms of a defensive midfielder, somebody just sit in front of the back four. I think he's one of the best options you could go and get. So, de Jong, if that deal falls down, but we've got Casemiro, I feel okay. The most crazy thing would be if we could somehow get both of those guys in. You what? It's not going to happen, is it? But no. Look, if we're getting de Jong, there'll probably be no money left for a deal for Casemiro. But if we are getting Casemiro and we're not getting de Jong, then I still think there'd be money left to obviously get Casemiro and get some other players maybe as well if we don't get de Jong. Remember, that de Jong deal is going to cost United an absolute fortune. 85 million euros and the huge signing on fees and transfers, wages and agents fees, etc. that de Jong and his entourage would want. It would cost a huge amount of money. And it's not even that feasible at the moment because Barcelona are playing silly buggers. So we can't really pin anything on that. So they may be still working on that. I mean, if Man United, just imagine the dream reality where Man United ended the transfer window with both de Jong and Casemiro in the team. We'd go from having the shittest midfield in the league to arguably the best. So let's just hope that there's a bit of ambition from the recruitment team, the board, the owners, the shit owners, this summer transfer window to go and get it. I don't think it will happen either, but I don't think it will happen either. Zaymiasi, what's good? He says, super chat, Piggy, before. Oh, Zaymiasi, welcome in, my son. Sorry, bud. I've missed it, haven't I? Zaymiasi, I'm not ignoring you. How you doing, Zane? Thanks for joining, bud. I saw that one. Let me go scroll up. There it is. I don't know how I missed it, Zaymiasi. What a melter I am, bud. So I'm in full flow here, pal. Just before I do that, actually, everybody who's in here right now, do us a mad favour. Smash that like button. Give us a boost up there on the algorithm. We're 1 like off of 100 likes. Who's going to be the 100th liker? Give it a boost up there. We've got 279 legends watching. Drop a thumbs up and it helps out the channel no end. And also subscribe if you're new. Get yourself involved in the chat. Zayn Miyasi, thanks, buddy, says, Piggy, imagine if Arsenal go invincible this... You fucking what, mate? If go invincible, do you mean go invisible? Do you mean go invisible, Zaymiasi? Invisible and just fucking turn into the invisible man out there and start conceding goals left, right and centre? Yes, I do, Zane. But no, anyway, he says, Piggy, imagine if Arsenal go invincible this season and United don't win one match. We could be in for the ultimate pig meltdown, true masterpiece. I mean, saying the two are not related, my son. The two are not related, bud. In all fairness, I'm going to be having those meltdowns about Manchester United being absolutely shite. I don't give a toss about Arsene Hollands and your debacle of a season. What I love about the Arsenal start to the season is, yeah, they do look good. And then Usonens look good. Jesus looks good. His stats are good at the moment. He's doing well. It's a false sense of security for these Gooner melts. I think the wheels are going to fall off at some point, folks. Let's just ask the chat, where do Arsenal finish in the league? I'm going to say, I still think you're going to bottle it into 5th or 6th place. There you go. There you go. Thank you so much, Zaymiasi, for getting in here, boss. Nice one, mate. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you very much there, Zane. I appreciate you. Everyone, let's get a sue in the live chat there for Zane. So we've got quite a lot of, what's the word? Optimistic people in here. 6 says Nas, Alex says 5th, Jesse says 5th, Mohammed says 4th, Kate Cadet says 6th, Honesty 4th says Stormtrooper, Mark Nurse says 7th, 2nd obviously says Hero, 3rd says Alpha Boy, top 4 says Surrogate, 5th says Butterpants. Nah, I'm not with you, mate. I'm not with you, mate. I think there's still better teams than Arsenal in the league. I personally think that Spurs will have a good season this year under Conte. I think Chelsea will finish higher than Arsenal. I think Liverpool will finish higher. Man City will finish higher. Now, Arsenal's still not the most likely to finish top 4, I think. But hey, look, everybody's entitled to their opinion. And you may be right. They have had a good start. And they certainly look a better outfit than us at the moment. Yeah. A Rob MUFC, thank you so much, bud, for the super chat here. He says, Pigo, my friend, I land in Manchester on Saturday. Pints on me. Let's get tanked and go on the piss on the city side. Hey, Rob MUFC, thank you so much for getting in here, bud. I actually live down on the south coast, mate, hundreds of miles away, so that's probably not going to happen, pal. But, you know, you have yourself a great time there, Rob. Thank you so much for the super chat, lad. Sports Further, what's going on, mate? How you doing? He says 5th. 7th says Mike GT. You know, it's a bit split. Zamiassi says 2nd. Liverpool have gone downhill. Only Chelsea is decent after City. Spurs were rubbish against Liverpool, says Zamiassi. I mean, it's early doors, pal. You've got an overinflated ego at the moment, and overinflated bollocks. Somebody needs to come along and pop your love spuds there, Zane, because they're seemingly too big in your mind. They're not real, Zane. They're fake. You got fake bollocks, Zane. Seriously, man, just chill. Just chill, mate. Arsenal, you've had a decent start. Like, I can't say anything about Arsenal at the moment. Man United are in 20th place. We've had a shitter of a start. This is the worst United-look team for years, but still, Arsenal are a bunch of absolute charters, and they probably will finish outside the top 4. Thank you, Zamiassi. Matt Gwinnett with another super chat. Thank you, buddy. Says, Man United to finish 3rd behind Brighton and Brentford, says Matt Gwinnett. Oh, goodness me. Get in there, Matty Gwinnett. Thank you so much. Another sue in there for Matt Gwinnett. Thanks for another one, pal. 0793 says, Liverpool will come good. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, they've had a ropey start. They're probably missing, Mane at this moment in time. But look, Luis Diaz has had a positive start. Personally, just hit the woodwork and shite a lot, but I think he will do well. I think they'll probably have, Darwin Núñez obviously sent off. Thankfully, he's not playing against us in the game at Old Trafford because he's a very naughty boy, isn't he? And he's put the old Glasgow kiss on. And so, but Darwin Núñez, he's out. But other than that, I'm still very worried about that game in all fairness because look, Mo Salah and it doesn't really matter. Man United are crap at the moment, so I personally do worry about that game. But hey, look, we'll go in with it with an optimistic mind and hope that United can do the business. Hey, Luan France, how are you? Welcome in. Hey, Vincent Bullet. No, I haven't actually, bud. Oh, thanks very much for sending it. I'll have a look later. Mohammed Omar says, of the current players, who would you sell and who would you keep? Wow. Big question. I mean, I'd definitely sell Maguire. I would sell another one of the centre-backs as well, Phil Jones, but another one of the first sort of, squad, probably Bailly or Lindo, just to get rid and sign somebody else. I would get rid of Luke Shaw probably these days. He's a pie lover extraordinaire. I've had enough. Over on the right side, definitely one of the right backs. I'd probably sell Dallo out the 2, but I'm not bothered either way, either or. Midfield-wise, see you later on, Scott McTominay, you shite lad. I'd also sell probably... Well, we'll see how Tony Martial does this season, but a few months ago, I'd have definitely said get rid of the twat, but we need him at the moment. So I would definitely sell like 6 players, bud. Roy the Boy Kino, what's going on, mate? And Harry Rajat Valencia. Gary, thank you for the super chat. We've got a Spurs fan getting in here, Raw. What's going on? He says, how much blame do you put on Ollie in your opinion, says Gary 1992. Right, well, hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it, man? And, I did support Ollie for a long time until it got pretty outlandish in that last season, getting drubbed up to the likes of City and Liverpool and just awful games, Crystal Palace, and lots of different results were just abysmal. And so I think maybe he took us as far as he could, but let's face it, the squad was a shambles, and he still managed to get us 3rd place, 2nd place, Europa League final with a shit squad. So he can't have been all bad. I personally think he's probably been done dirty. It's a tough task getting this Man United squad to play well because they're shite. And the Glazers are awful, awful owners and don't fully back you. I mean, Ollie in his transfer windows when he was here, crying out for a central midfielder, crying out for a new centre-back, wasn't given them. So I am very much sympathetic with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think in hindsight, he did a good job, and I actually maintain, and I've maintained all the time, he did a good job in his first couple of seasons. It's just that the wheels did fall off pretty quickly. And when it's your 3rd season and you've bought Ronaldo, Sancho and Varane, you better kick on. And we didn't kick on. We went backwards massively. So I understand what happened, but... thank you for that there, bud. Crikey, they're all coming in. We got Carlos Solis. What's going on, Carlos? Thanks for the super chat, pal. He says, no future in Casemiro. Why? To have a baller until we buy or develop youth. We can't buy players and we are selling Garner, so why? Glazers tactics. Hey, Carlos Solis, thank you for very much indeed. Okay, so, but in my opinion, we could stick in some youth players in there, yeah. But I do think that if we could sign somebody like Casemiro, it would just give us that experience and proven quality right now, top-level pedigree that we are desperately crying out for. So we've got at the moment almost like the blind leading the blind. We've got no true winners. We've got a couple, obviously Ronaldo, Varane, but most of these players are just not really proven winners. They're not elite level players. So if we can get a couple more of those in just to lead the youth, to help push in the right direction and get United fixed in the short term, I think it would be a good thing, Carlos, to bring a player like Casemiro in. Okay, we won't be able to develop a youth player in that position, I suppose, but we don't have anybody ready for Man United to actually improve us right now. Hey, we're 8 likes off of 150, guys. If you're just joining us, smack that thumbs up on the video. You know it makes sense. Rob MUFC, thanks for the super chat. How he says, Zane, every year, Sharteta bottles the stretch of matches. This year will be no different. Man United versus Arsenal, September 4th, mate. Have your cigars ready. Come on, Rob. Get in there. That's the attitude, my friend. Fuck Arsenal, in all fairness, bud. We're going to smash them up. I agree. By that time, it's only a couple of weeks, but by that time, hopefully you're right. It'll be absolutely spot on. We need to give Garner game time. There you go, Rajat. The reports coming out the other day were looking to sell Garner. What's that all about, folks? Idiots. Guys, would you keep or sell Garner? Have a vote in the live chat. Would you keep or sell Garner? It's a definite keep for me. He's 21. We've barely seen him. He could have a good future in the game. He looks pretty solid at the moment whenever we see him. McTominay's an absolute raving shithouse when it comes to being a professional footballer. He's rubbish. So I wouldn't want to persevere with him. I'd rather see McTominay. So Keep says think so, and Eyeball Paul and King Jar, Eyeball Paul, Lucky Singh, Gerard Ryan. Yeah, look at that. Susan Lively, Sue, Carlos Solis again, Luan France, and Busso. Thank you guys, everybody, for getting in here. I couldn't agree more with you, lads and lasses, to be fair. It's very much an easy decision. Keep him, give him a chance. Maybe he would develop into a good player over the next couple of seasons. If not, it's no big thing, is it? It's not like he's taking the place of a good player in the team. He's taking the place of Scott McTominay. So I'm frustrated with that. I'm also frustrated with some of the general handling of the youth at the moment. We haven't seen any of them. Like, we definitely should have seen Ten Hag drop some of these calamities and play a bit more of the youth in the first couple of games. I actually hope he does so against Liverpool. It might be a big game that he wants experienced players in, but these experienced players are not performing. They're gash. So I really hope Ten Hag does that. So we actually do have a report here as well, that Ten Hag, this is via Samuel Luckhurst and from my good man Rush Barno, aka transfers_UTD on Twitter. Go give him a follow up. But it says that Eric Ten Hag is seriously considering dropping Harry Maguire against Liverpool. Seriously considering? It should be a fucking foregone conclusion, my son, that Harry Maguire's dropped from the bloody lineup. He was absolutely abysmal in the last game, and has been for years. The guy's crap. Ten Hag's smoking a big one when he thinks that Slabby Maguire's captain material for this United side. He's not even starting material. He's backup material. Him and Phil Jones are basically like, just the lackeys. They're the T-boys. They shouldn't be playing. They should just be playing, I don't know, they should just be hanging out together, and not playing for Manchester United, taking their money, and then piss off one day. Mr. Ringe, thank you for the super chat here, boss. Getting in here raw, my son, with a £10 super chat. Everyone, let's take a second to get a sue in there for Mr. Ringe. Thank you, bro. He comments and he says, Ronaldo should take the armband off the slab and skipper a team of youth and experience for one more year. Maybe then he will stop skulking about like a child, smacking phones out of pricks' hands and that. Mr. Ringe, nice one, buddy. He's a very frustrated man. He's got very high standards and he gets very angry. He's a winner, and if he doesn't win, he's a bit of a petulant child sometimes. But you know what? I mean, I would love that if he committed to the season and just said, right, let's fucking the avenue and committed and Ten Hag went with the youth. My problem and my concern is with Ronaldo. Let's just get onto Ronaldo a second. We'll get back onto Casemiro in a minute. But as soon as you mentioned it there, Mr. Ringe, Ronaldo still wants to leave because we're a Europa League standard guff mess right now with Glazer ownership and a new project which isn't capable of providing trophies or Champions League football or challenging this season. So what does Ronaldo want from his career? That's the problem. I think the bad start that United have had to the season, it just further increases the likelihood that Cristiano Ronaldo will be leaving, because, crikey, he was thinking maybe we could have a decent start. You never know. Might get a bit of confidence. They might give me some service. I might score some good goals in the first couple of games. But no, it's not been the case. It's been just as bad as ever, if not worse, getting drubbed up 4-0 to Brentford. Him, a deflated, frustrated figure on the pitch. So I humbly think he will go, but it still has to, there still has to be a good offer from somebody in there. And at the moment, it does seem that Sporting is the most likely outcome. And if you look at the odds, I think Sporting are about 7-2 to sign him this summer. So, reasonably short odds, much shorter than anybody else. The sports director, Hugo Viana, is very active behind the scenes to convince Cristiano Ronaldo to return at Sporting, supposedly. So, you know, and of course, Sporting are trying everything to sign Ronaldo. This is what's supposedly report behind the scenes. They are still working on it. There's still a couple of weeks left of the transfer window. They could sign Cristiano Ronaldo. If they're prepared to give us 25, 30 million for a player who's 37 and doesn't want to be here, we'll probably snap their hand off. For them, it would be a great commercial signing, get a player back to where it all began, and he would still be a fantastic player for them. I think it's a step down for Cristiano Ronaldo, even though it's Champions League football, but they're not a huge team, so I think it's a step down. But we don't have Champions League football. If that's his burning desire, it's just to go and win the domestic league and play in the Champions League. He's not going to do it at United, is he? So, but anyway, look, Ronaldo, he's a fantastic player. I would definitely rather keep him than let him go. But I want a fully committed Cristiano Ronaldo. And if there was a good offer that came in and Ronaldo wants to go, then it makes sense. But I still think he's too good to let go for peanuts. We've got to get a good deal out of the situation. But if he can be, sold for 30 mil and help finance a youth player signing or some really good quality player, then why not? Hey, Kingslayer, let's get back onto Casemiro then, bud. So Kingslayer says Casemiro for 80 million is worrying. 30 years old, big transfer fee, huge contract. What could go wrong? Thank you for the segue, my man. So, yep, that's it. 80 million figure here. This is from Santos Relevo, anyway, that just reports that Man United are determined to sign Casemiro and are willing to pay about 80 million euros for him. They have made a tempting offer to the player, which doubles his wages. He is thinking about it. But, so I don't think that's true. This sounds like bollocks to me. I guess that's where you're getting your 80 million figure from, though, right? But it does kind of sound like bollocks to me, though, bud. But let's just talk about the amount of money it would take to get Casemiro. So 80 million euros is what this guy says. I don't think it'd be that much. He's 30. He's still worth a lot of money, though, and he's a big player for them. So I think he'd probably be worth 70 million euros. Let's have a vote in the live chat. How much do you think Casemiro is worth in euros? I think 70 million euros, which is what, 56, 57? I don't know, somewhere around there, 60 million pounds. I don't think they would sell him for less than that. Maybe 50 to 60 million pounds is what I think his actual value is right now still. Because he is a very good, classy player. He's got a few seasons left. It's a depreciating asset. It's one of those short-term investments you're not going to see a return on. But for the short-term fix, it would be a good signing. 60 says Susan, 60 says Steve Wild, 100 million says Skate, 50 says Daz, 50 says Gary, 50 to 55 says Raja, 40 Max, he's 30 years old. I hear you, but why would they want to sell him if not for a good transfer price? 60 million Max says Marius. I agree. I think between 50 and 60 million pounds. 60 to 70 says United Tactical Talk. 45 says Parallel Sons. 45 says Mr. J. Definitely not too much there, says Darren Platt. 50 says Cass Vandermeer, 60 says Ollie Chester. Right, guys, so yeah, mostly in that sort of a region. So he is a lot of money. It's not the best investment, I suppose. When you actually think about the chances of signing Casemiro or like De Jong. Well, De Jong's only 25. But he comes with a heck of a lot of baggage as well. Like, he doesn't even really want to be here. And he's also, just like a Barcelona freak. So, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really seem like that's all that realistic. Maybe it will happen, but he's obviously got a lot of years on Casemiro. Like, he's 5 years younger, but Casemiro's better. If you ask me, Casemiro's better right now. And he will obviously start to deteriorate over the next 4 seasons, but look, not that much. 31, 32 for a defensive midfielder who sits and protects the back line and plays the ball out. He'll be absolutely spot on and fine for several seasons. So I still think he's worth a short-term, quite big investment, just because he would actually help out the starting 11 right now. He's a world-class player, and we could do with him. Yeah, he will be going for basically nothing in a few seasons' time, but if United got him on a 3 or 4 year contract, that's all we need. We just need over the next few seasons to have a quality player in that position who actually doesn't shit the bed every time they get the ball. Hey, Matty Gwynner, thanks for the super chat, buddy. Says, Pig, I'm gutted we won't see Nunes Dex chat slabby, says Matty Gwynner. You mean the other way round, right? Still, even though Harry Maguire's an absolute shithouse, bud, I'd still rather see him fucking stick the old Easter Island head on Darwin than the other way round, to be honest with you, Matty. You know what I mean? Fuck the Scousers, bud. But no, I hear what you're saying. Slabby out would be brilliant. Slab out would be brilliant. But anyway, so Casemiro, 80 million. I don't think it would be that much, guys. I think it'd be considerably less. But we are working on him. That's the latest. Man United now working on conditions of the Casemiro deal. So there were some reports that Man United had an offer for Casemiro to Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid have been confirmed as denying that they've received any offer from Manchester United as of yet. So it's in the process maybe of coming. It doesn't seem there's an offer to Real Madrid yet from Manchester United. But it does depend on things like Carlo Ancelotti, obviously. Does he want to keep Casemiro? I would have thought he would. But if there's a big chunk of change that maybe he can reinvest in a younger player, maybe you prefer to do that. So it does depend, does really, really depend on what he wants, and also if the money's good enough from Manchester United's point of view. If the Glazers shithouses are prepared to invest, they've got to pay quite a lot of money for an older player here. And also, as we said, look, Fab said here, Fab said here basically the only Man United have an intention to pay record salary and also huge signing. Oh, sorry, this was on Rabiot. My bad, I've messed up there. Hang on, no. Yes, so intention to reduce the salary request. No way for Man United deal. Where was that bit I had? Oh, yes, here it is. Here it is. So 45 to 50 million is nowhere near enough to tempt Real Madrid, says Fabrizio Romano. They want way more, and Casemiro would only consider a crazy, crazy salary. So again, we've got Europa League football. We are not in the position really where we are one of the top teams in the league or Europe right now. That's just the reality. So Casemiro surely would only be coming here. I mean, maybe he's bored. Maybe he's absolutely bored. But you think if he was bored, he might want to go to another top Champions League team and challenge for things. But it seems like he'd only be coming here for money. So that is a bit of a concern. And if you look at it logically, that would be the only reason he would come. Okay, a new challenge, I suppose. But crikey, it's a step down at the moment to the Europa League. So I don't know. It's one of those. It could be a good sign, and if he's the same player he is at Real Madrid, and if he really gives it his all, but maybe he's just coming for a retirement, big fat check payday. That's my big concern about that. So I don't really know. I mean, I'm a little bit torn, but my gut instinct says to sign this guy. If Man United can sign this guy, we've got the opportunity to. He's better than anything we can go and get really for that position. He is 30, but look, 30's the new 27. He can still do the business for us for a good few seasons to a really high standard. He's an elite player in his position. So I would definitely take him, guys. And he would absolutely be a good addition to Manchester United's midfield. No doubt about it. So we're waiting if there's any offers. We're waiting potentially to see if there's any more on this situation. Maybe soon enough, Real Madrid will just come out and completely deaden this and say that they want to keep him. So who knows? But yeah, I mean, it's interesting, guys. I would love to see him come in. Absolutely. I think it'd be a wonderful signing. Another old mercenary, no thanks, says Duncan Bleefo. Yep, interesting. That's a possibility, isn't it? He could come in just for a big payday. So it's a possibility, Duncan Bleefo. But he also could be coming in and have a really good positive impact to United. He's a quality player, mate. He is a quality player. It's just, is he just coming for the money? Ronaldo for Christian Pulisic, says Matthew Smith. Matthew Smith, okay. Nice segue there, Matthew Smith, mate. So a bit on Pulisic. Jason Burt from The Telegraph reporting that United are trying to persuade Chelsea to allow Christian Pulisic to leave on loan and have received some encouragement in their pursuit of Real Madrid's Casemiro, right? Okay, so in my opinion, it's probably bollocks, because I don't really know why the fuck Chelsea would want to let us have Christian Pulisic and help us out. Then again, in previous years, they have sold some players to us, such as Juan Mata. You wouldn't necessarily expect to as their player of the season 2 years before when they sold him to us. Obviously, Mourinho came in and shat that deal off. But, the idea is that maybe they would be prepared to do something like that. I don't understand why they would. But, yeah, I mean, I personally would take Christian Pulisic at Man United. I think he's a good player. He's a tricky player. Provide competition and covering those wide positions and maybe, break in the first team and to replace the Gashford, etc. So, look, I mean, I wouldn't be against a loan, especially a loan deal. It's like, how can we go wrong with a loan deal, really? It's just another body coming in here for the season. If it's a loan deal, we've got no commitment to buy him for any huge amount of money. I would say, yeah, get the guy on loan. But it's just, I personally don't really see the validity in this transfer link, because I don't understand why Chelsea would want to do that. Now, maybe Man United could sweeten the deal, as you just said there, with Cristiano Ronaldo going in the opposite direction. But crikey, I mean, Chelsea are good at the moment. All they really need is a proper goal scorer, a proper striker, and they're looking pretty good. But in my opinion, though, they're not going to get Ronaldo because, well, why would we let them have him? It's just going to improve them, and they're going to be a team that's literally challenging for the top 4 places like we are. I guess if it's good for both parties and we're getting a player and they're getting a player. But no, I mean, to answer the question, I wouldn't want to see that happen. I'll take Pulisic on loan, but I wouldn't want to see Cristiano Ronaldo go and play for Chelsea. We don't have to give him away to Chelsea. We don't have to send him there. He would be great for Chelsea, I think, for a season, and he'd probably smash him to, glory. And Man United, on the other hand, we'd be scratching around for a proper forward goal scorer still. So I'm not for it, guys. But let's see what the live chat says. Guys, would you swap Christian Pulisic? Well, not swap, but would you basically sweeten a deal? Maybe they buy Ronaldo off of us, but they allow Pulisic to come on loan. Something like that. Would you be interested in that, guys? Smash a 1 if you would, just to get Ronaldo gone, get a new player in potentially, or smash a 2 if you would not. Thank you very much, Gungshi. He says, smash a like for the Don Piglioni. Oh, thank you, Gungshi. Well, yes, we're nearly at 200 likes, actually, folks. So if you are just getting in, Kung Fu Cantonal the shite out of that like button to help us get to 200 likes. It boosts us up on the algorithm, helps us compete with the clickbait wankers and corporations, etc. So make sure you do. So lots of 2s coming in the live chat. No, says Kate. No, says Jim. No, says Rory. Yes, says Simon Warner and Gerard Ryan, but most people saying no in the live chat. I think that's fair to say. Yeah, Butterpants says, I don't rate Pulisic. I think he's a good player. I mean, he's American end of the day. He's an American, so, just going to say, he's not fucking Pele or anything. Man, I'm just kidding. America have had some good players over the years. Clint Dempsey, Landon Donovan, etc. Decent players, good players. Rushmano, thank you so much, mate, for putting that in there. He says, subscribe to the channel. Yes, dudes, if you're new to the show, please do hit the subscribe button. I'm just actually going to take a minute to say thank you to all the legends over on Twitter who have retweeted my tweet. Let's go check it out. It's pinned to the top of the live chat. Go follow us on Twitter if you're not. Give us a retweet. I'll give you a follow back if I'm not already. 10 legends have retweeted it. Thank you so much, guys. Actually, 13, sorry. 11, actually. Where'd I get that from? I don't know. Aaron Homeyard, Audio Mark, Matty Gwinnett, Susan Lively Sue, DC84, Stephen Braun, Hero, Maradonaldinho, Vincent Bullock, Zany Geek, and The Driver 92. I'm going to follow you back there, The Driver. Thank you very much for retweeting. I wasn't following there. I'll give you a follow back if you give us a retweet. Go over to Twitter, hit the link at the top of the live chat, give us a follow, give us a retweet, and help spread the word. Cheers, every one of those guys and gals that's done that, by the way. It does. Every little helps. Okay, so Jay Burt from The Telegraph reports that Real Madrid will not stand in Casemiro's way should United follow up their interest with a £50 million bid, and the midfielder tells them that he wants to go. That's what Jay Burt from The Telegraph says. He wants to go. Maybe he wants to go for a huge amount of money, but it's a strange one. So Pulisic, Ronaldo, yeah, we've just established it's not on. I don't think it's on, guys. But Casemiro to United's got a little bit more behind it, but again, not the most realistic. Let's just talk about this then, folks. So, Jamie Jackson says United also still have open door to De Jong, but accept the chances are low. So I don't know what's going on with De Jong. Maybe I end up going to Chelsea. Maybe I end up going to United, and we will go in for him again before the end of the window. Or maybe he'll just stay at Barcelona. But right now, we don't even want to talk about De Jong, so I'm not going to. But I just wanted to say that there is still a chance, okay, that De Jong is on the list, and Ten Hag still would want him. It's just whether or not Man United are prepared to play the silly buggers with Barcelona for any more time. Right, also, let's talk about this. So earlier I did a video, obviously, talking about Elon Musk retweeting out some bullshit about him wanting to buy Manchester United. At the end of the video, I did discuss, obviously, when he tweeted later and said that he was joking, basically, but he did say that Man United was his favourite team. But we've actually got some interesting news that coming in that, Miguel Delaney reporting that Manchester United for sale. At least 3 consortiums are readying the formal bid, not Musk. Belief is Glazers would sell for $6 billion. United, no comment and speculation. 3 main factors influencing the Glazers' position. So, maybe there is some movement going on behind the scenes. We know that Michael Knighton has a consortium that are trying to get involved. Maybe Sir Jim Radcliffe as well. And as you can see, look, I mean, the share price at United did go up as well after all that talk. So Martin Ziegler here reporting that all this talk of takeovers is good for Man United's share price, of course. Suits minority shareholders too. Soon might be as much as $14 when Glazers sold 10% in 2012. As from day one, as soon as someone is willing to pay an enormous amount of cash, the Glazers will sell. So, there is a little bit of, buzz going around that there could be a takeover of Manchester United soon in some capacity. Now, Elon Musk is always going to be a pipe dream. It's not realistic. That would, in my opinion, be the best thing ever that we can have, because he's just super rich and he doesn't do things by halves with his company that he's in. So we'd probably have an awesome, awesome team, etc. And he'd just plaster Tesla over everything, but it'll be fine. We would be a great, great team again pretty shortly after, I'm sure. But it's not realistic, is it? I mean, he joked about it himself and said, some bollocks, here it is. He said, to be clear, I support the left half of the Republican Party and the right half of the Democratic Party. Also, I'm buying Manchester United, you're welcome. And then Testarona said, are you serious? He said, no, this is a long-running joke on Twitter. I'm not buying any sports teams. Although if it were a team, it would be Man United. They were my fave team as a kid. You know what? Just fuck off, Elon Musk, bud. I like Elon Musk, but you're fucking playing with people's emotions here, tit. What a fucking absolute dweeb bag, though. You know, I know, look, he's obviously joking around. It's a long-running joke on Twitter. Yeah, nice. But, you know, Reuters are fucking reporting this. Reuters reported it, for fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? During the night that Elon Musk says he's going to buy Manchester United and all this stuff. He's just playing with people's emotions, isn't he? He'd do anything for a fucking retweet or a share this toss piece. You know what I mean? I think. So, okay, fair enough. He's got everybody in the world talking about him again. Nice one, Elon. Thanks very much for playing with all Manchester United fucking fans' emotions, you big absolute tit, man. Though, some people are suggesting that he did the same sort of thing with Twitter previously, where he's like, oh, I'm not buying Twitter or whatever. And then he, like, did put an offer in for Twitter. And then he also pulled out of the deal for Twitter. So, you know, look, but previously, you know, he does say some things and do some things, but this sounds airy-fairy, doesn't it, the Elon Musk thing? It would be a dream because he's super rich, and if he wanted to invest in United, it'd be great. Some people suggesting that, hey, maybe what's happened here is he's realised he shouldn't have said anything, and so he's just, like, taking it back, but he still might go and put a bid in for Manchester United. I think it's very unlikely, my friends, very unlikely. But it would be amazing, wouldn't it? Very unlikely for him to do it. But I just don't like the fact, I don't like that one bit, to be honest. I really don't like that one bit. You know, like, just because Manchester United's got a very loyal, committed fan base, hundreds of millions of fans around the world. And just to do that, just to say stuff like that, I think it's a bit piss poor. I mean, we did cover it in the video earlier, but because I'd already made the video about it, it was on this bit of the news was on the end of my video earlier on. And obviously, I don't think that many people stuck around to the end of the video to realise that obviously this is the outcome, is that it was just him just fanning around, basically. So there you go, guys. Absolute shit show. Screw Musk, says Gerard. But there are other consortiums still interested in buying Manchester United. And he and not just him, but, he essentially has inflated the prices again a little bit here. So it's very much frustrating. But there's other news about different reports. I mean, apparently the Glazer family are considering selling a minority stake in Manchester United, according to Bloomberg, but not quite the majority stake the club fans are hoping for. So maybe the Glazers looking to make some more money. That's not good enough for Manchester United, really, guys, because we want new owners. We want a different majority shareholder. We want different decisions, different hierarchy, different owners. We want them gone. So that's not good. I don't care if they're interested in selling minority shares off. I want them to sell majority shares off and get the fuck out of this football club. Do you know what I mean? I mean, in fact, even if they just relinquish their position in the club to the point where they're no longer majority and the ownership is elsewhere, but they still hold a big chunk of the club, then why doesn't that interest them? And why doesn't that interest them? Because then they won't have the stranglehold on this football club and be able to lead us down the garden path in every single avenue to try and generate more cash for them. That's what it's really about. So fuck the Glazers, guys. Can we just get a hashtag Glazers out? I really hope, I mean, Elon Musk, playing with people's emotions here. But I really would hope there's somebody like that, who's a super billionaire, would want to come in and buy Manchester United. That's the dream for us, isn't it? That's the best thing that could happen. Okay, maybe fan ownership, but that's a difficult one. But certainly somebody like that owning the football club would be the best thing that can happen. But right now, still the Glazers own this football club. Let's get the fucking Glazers out in there. Exactly, Orlando Orlano. Minority shares means feck all. What's up there, Wackus Akram? Hey, Gangshi, thanks, mate. We've got 200 likes on the stream. Let's go. Thank you, everyone, for dropping that like on the stream. I appreciate you all. Nice one, everyone. Gangshi, thank you, bud. Okay, so, yeah, that's what it is, guys. He's basically a complete tosspot. Just to get back into some transfer news then. Man United linked with Jan Sommer. Speculation that he probably wouldn't want to necessarily go, though, because of the chances of maybe it's the fact that it's a World Cup year. But we have this report from Fabrizio Romano that says that Manchester United are interested in Jan Sommer. Here comes Jan Sommer. Backup goalkeeper, one of the 3 options in the list, as called by Andreas Boeni. Sommer has a new contract bid, deal until 2025 from Borussia Mönchengladbach, with chances to stay. There are also interest from other Premier League clubs. So, you know, this is not the most exciting news, guys, but in terms of a backup goalkeeper, again, I don't really think it will materialise. I don't really see why we need him. I think we've got Heaton as a backup. He seems all right, and De Gea's the man. I know De Gea shat the bed in the first game, but I'm not overly concerned about David De Gea. He's been a great, committed, consistent performer for us. Hey there, Ellie. What's going on? How you doing there? Great to see you in there. What's good? Gangshi So, thanks. Hope you're okay. Hope you're doing okay there, Ellie. Thanks for joining us and getting in there. Kate Cadet with a £5 super chat. What's good? Thank you very much there. Cakey says, Man United will win the league, but you have to lick Harry Maguire's armpit. Deal or no deal, Piggy? That just sounds like 2 positives to me. Yes, I'd lick the armpit of Slabby Maguire if it meant we win the league, Cake Cadet. Big time. What a question. Thank you very much for getting in here. But yeah, I would. First Class Gamer, what's going on, bro? How you doing? He says, Ronaldo got caution. What's that about, First Class Gamer, my son? De Gea saved us loads of time, says Wackris Akram, precisely. Anybody who says no to De Gea, I think is a bit mental after just one bad performance. The guy's clearly an absolute baller still. He's just had a bad game. Bad day at the office. It happens to all of us, folks. Okay, let me cover the rest of the news, guys. So Jan Sommer, I don't think it's that realistic in all fairness because, well, it's a World Cup year and I don't know if he's just going to sit around for United. But hey, look, we'll have to wait and see on that one. It could be a good piece of news. Right, let's read this, by the way. So this is on the Independent and it's in regards to the three different consortiums that I mentioned earlier. So apparently there are a few different options for different potential owners who could be making bids. A belief grows the Glazers would sell the club for $6 billion. So Jim Ratcliffe has previously made his interest publicly known. So his company Ionos, which already owns OGC Nice, refused to comment when asked whether it had conducted exploratory meetings about a bid. So there's that one. Elon Musk had a joke on social media, of course, but that's not that realistic. I suppose there's an outside one if he just wants to just do something crazy and buy Man United. He did say it's his club as a kid. It's very unlikely, though. It's probably not the case. But yes, I mean, there's definitely a possibility for it. I mean, if you look at the price of what the Glazers are looking to make, €5 billion, $5 billion, somewhere around about there. The most relevant recently is that Todd Boehly and Clear Lake Capital Group paid $5.24 billion for Chelsea. So you've got to put Manchester United in, if anything, slightly higher than that, I suppose. Maybe 5.5 billion euros, 6 billion euros, somewhere around about there, which is, £5 billion, 4.7 billion pounds, somewhere around about that. That is what they stand to make. They stand to make all of that money. Okay, there's, they bought the club with money to begin with and then loads of debt money, but they will make an absolute killing if they could sell the club for 5 billion. So if there is anybody who's interested in going in, then look, whoever it is, we'll pretty much take him. I mean, not whoever it is, not whoever it is, but more or less, I would imagine that anybody who's seriously considering paying £5 or £6 billion for Manchester United is doing so to hopefully try and bring back the glory days, to try and make it a successful enterprise again, not just commercially, but also on the pitch as well. So, well, look, just hope it happens, guys. Let's get #Glazers out in there. We're willing it along, and I think there's just a little bit of momentum building, guys. These tosspots could be out of Manchester United soon. There is momentum building. There is a lot of media coverage of this Glazers out shitstorm at the moment. There is a lot of media coverage of potential new owners being willing to put in decent bids, etc., for Manchester United. So, because of that, it's looking slightly more likely that these Glazers shithouses would sell sooner rather than later. They stand to make a killing if they're prepared to, accept a bid for 5 billion. So if they're going to do that, then it would be amazing. And look, let's get it going, guys. Let's get it going. Thank you all the guys for the #Glazers out. Pigs Consortium in. Well, if only I could get a consortium together there, Kingslayer. That would be amazing. Exactly, Rush Money. He says there is momentum. The media has finally caught on. Absolutely. So we know that there's buyers out there. There's got to be buyers out there. Why would Todd Boehly want to buy Chelsea for all that amount of money, yet nobody wants to buy Man United for a similar price? It doesn't add up. Man United's a better club with a bigger, richer history, traditions, etc. It's a sleeping giant. And I'm sure if anybody knows half of anything about football, any of these super rich billionaires, they would know that Man United is capable of some incredible things in the future. Again, capable of getting back to the very top and being that Fergie-esque type stalwart of one of the best teams in England. Okay, it's not going to happen overnight, but if you're prepared to invest like the other top teams do, nothing's holding us back. We've got the best fan base in the world. Nothing is holding us, Manchester United, back apart from the owners. Mikey, thanks for the super chat, my man. Get in there. Let's get a sue in there for Mikey. He says, I don't know what to believe with the club at the moment. Glazers out, says Mikey. Thank you, bud. Yeah, oh yeah, I know. There's so many different, it's just a terrible football club, mate, run by terrible owners. Not a terrible football club, sorry. It's a brilliant football club run by terrible owners. But right now it's a terrible football club because it is being run into the fucking ground. Simple as, like, we're in the Europa League and we finished 6th and we're 20th in the league right now. We're terrible right now. You can't get away from it. But it's an amazing football club with the right owners behind it. It's amazing. It's one of the most respected, known football clubs in the world, all over the world. You go anywhere in the world, you go to Africa, you go to Asia, you go to anywhere. Say, do you know Manchester United? Everybody knows Manchester United. Everybody knows Manchester United. So, look, it's got huge potential. First Class Gamer says it's a bad time to sell, Pig. Is it a bad time to sell for 5 or 6 billion, though, in this cash market when they could get that and just go off into the sunset with a 5 billion profit? I don't think it's ever a bad time to sell for a 5 billion profit. You know what I mean? Gungshi says, imagine if the Hamada could buy United. Oh, dude, let's do it. Let's do the figures. I think we will have to put in about 100 grand. I don't know, but we might be able to do it. We'll find the Glazers will get the job done quickly, says Marco. Hope you're right, bud. Metro reporting that United are interested in signing Felix. Piggy, your thoughts? Hey, I'd take him all day long, bud. I do think he's a good player. So I would take him all day. We need some quality up there. And right now we're struggling. We don't know what's going on with Ronaldo. Maybe he'll be going back to Sporting. Right, I'm just going to cover the rest of the news down, folks. Then we'll get into a big Q&A. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe, get yourself in there with your thoughts. But I'm just going to cover the rest. So dressing room sources say some Man United players feel Erik ten Hag's approach does not suit their skill set and they would favour a more pragmatic approach against Liverpool. That's what Samuel Luckhurst is reporting. What a load of old bollocks, Samuel, lad. Just thought I'd read it out, though. Erik ten Hag is also reportedly mulling over the prospect of starting Lisandro Martinez and Rafael Varane against Liverpool, says Samuel Luckhurst. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, I suppose, doesn't it? I mean, yeah, definitely rather that than Harry Maguire. And like I said, he's also considering dropping the human slab. Just another speculative link to Man United. Manchester United are supposedly considering a move for Barcelona right-back Sergio Dest. But, not that realistic again. TalkSport reporting that one. So, take it with a pinch of salt, most definitely. And also, as I say, Maguire expected to be perhaps dropped by Ten Hag for the Liverpool game. Manchester United, this is Jason Burt trying to persuade Chelsea to get Pulisic on loan. I personally think that's bollocks as well, but we'll see. Also, new reports suggest that Crystal Palace are interested in re-signing Wan-Bissaka, but are unprepared to offer more than £10 million. We are fucking laughing stock, aren't we? We paid 50 million for our Wan-Bissaka, guys. I mean, oh! We paid 50 million for that guy. So I think we could get a lot more money than 10 million from Wan-Bissaka, guys, but Samuel Luckhurst reporting that as well. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Greasy Troll, thank you very much for the super chat here, Greasy Troll. What's going on, mate? Let's get a sue in there for Greasy Troll. He comments, LFC fan, league is better when Man U is competitive. Thank you, Greasy Troll. You're absolutely right, bud. It's so much. You're so right. Yeah, I mean, look, we're one of the biggest teams in England, the history in England. We've got the most titles in England. So we're definitely one of the teams that is used to being up there winning things. And it's good to have the competition, isn't it? That's it. I do think it's wrong these days. You've just got City and Liverpool basically challenging for every single season. I miss the days of, United and Arsenal and Chelsea and Liverpool and all these teams being good. Because there was a time when all of those teams were good, and now we're not all good. We're definitely not all good. Well, we're certainly not good anyway. So, but it was more interesting back in the day. Now it just seems like Man City are going to win the league, buy the league every single season with their toss-bag owners, and Baldy Pep and Jurgen Kloppy just have their way with the Premier League. That's what it seems like. So I couldn't agree more, actually. It's so much more interesting when there's that actual rivalry, that actual competitive edge between the likes of Man United and Liverpool, when it's a real fiery affair and both teams are quality teams. That's what it's all about. But unfortunately, we're letting that side of the bargain down at the moment because we're shite. Okay, right, okay, guys, I'm just going to have a quick look at what updates came in through the show. But yes, this is what the link was. So Matty Rushmano, this is from Diarios over in Spain, which reports that Atletico Madrid have rejected a €130 million offer from Man United for Joao Felix. His release clause is €350 million. I mean, that is a big load of bollocks if ever I heard one. But that has just come out 5:40 p.m. today. Atletico Madrid have rejected a €130 million offer from Man United for Joao Felix. What a load of tosh. There's no way on earth we'd be prepared to spend that amount of money on him. We're completely useless in the transfer market, guys. It's bollocks. So, yeah, it sounds like nonsense to me. Right, I'm just going to give a quick rundown of what we discussed, guys. Then we're going to get into the live chat for a Q&A. So, Rabiot deal is off. They're asking for way too much money. Fabrizio Romano confirming Juventus received a message from Manchester United on Rabiot. The deal is completely off and won't change unless something crazy happens on the player's side. United have no intention to pay record salary, also huge signing fee. So, no, that deal looks dead in the water, guys, but it does mean that we're maybe moving on to Casemiro. Reports are we're determined to sign him. Some reports say we'll be willing to pay up to 80 million for him. I think it's a load of bollocks. I think we'd be paying a lot closer to 50 or 60 mil. But Fabrizio Romano says 40 to 50 is nowhere near enough to tempt Real Madrid. They want way more, and Casemiro to only consider a crazy, crazy money offer. So it doesn't sound that great, does it? But we are working on it, apparently. This is what Fab said. He said Adrian Rabiot's camp told Juventus they have no intention to reduce their salary requests. No way for Man United deal. And then he said, Manchester United now working on conditions of the Casemiro deal. Also, Carlo Ancelotti will be a key factor in the conversations with the player. And reports say that Real Madrid not ruling out the transfer of Casemiro. I bet they wouldn't rule out a transfer of a 30-year-old if Man United are prepared to pay like 60 million. Casemiro's statistics here prove and show that he's one of the top defensive midfielders in the world. Again, this season just gone. Top 2% defensive third tackles, top 3% successive pressures, top 3% aerials won, top 4% clearances, top 5% long passes completed, top 7% blocks, top 8% progressive passing distance in all the top 5 leagues for midfielders. So pretty impressive stats from Casemiro. Obviously, we know he's a classy player anyway. In my opinion, get him all day long. It's a short-term fix, but at least it is a fix. Scotty McTominay, he's shite. Rabiot was not the answer. Casemiro, he's not going to be long-term. He's only a few seasons, but I guess that's all we need is somebody to come in and do the business for us right now for a few seasons. The De Jong deal perhaps starting to get dead in the water, but it's not quite there yet. Still reports coming out that we still may go in for another try with De Jong, but at the moment it's not looking too good, is it? But it's the sort of thing that could all happen very quickly. Also, United trying to persuade Chelsea to allow Christian Pulisic to leave on loan. This is a report from Jason Burt from The Telegraph. Sounds like raw BS to me, but you never know. You never know. Ronaldo also heavily still linked to Sporting. They're the favourites to sign him at 7-2 odds on. Elon Musk says that he was just joking around, basically. And, there you go. He's basically just joking around. There you go. Rushmano says, DM you, pal. What do you mean? Who's that to? Sorry, somebody else. My bad. So there you go, folks. It's a load of bollocks. Also, buying Manchester United, you're welcome. And then he said, no, this is a long-running joke on Twitter. I'm not buying any sports teams. Although if it were any team, it would be Man United. There was my fave team as a kid. Piss off, Elon Musk. You absolute troll bag. Man United share price boosted up there, though, in all fairness. So, there you go. Talks of Man United takeover, boosting up the share price. Oh, no worries, Rushmano. That's cool, bud. And then also 3 consortiums looking to potentially take over Manchester United. There's supposed interest from various different consortiums. So that's what's been reported by Miguel Delaney. Also, Fab reporting we have an interest in Jan Sommer as a backup goalkeeper. I don't think it's that realistic. Sporting director Hugo Viana said that, the sports director Hugo Viana is very active behind the scenes to convince Ronaldo to turn. That's what's reported by Santi J FM there on Twitter. And also, Ten Hag is seriously considering dropping Harry Maguire against Liverpool, reported by someone like us. Let's get into the live chat. There's the latest news, folks. Thank you all for being here. Smash that like button. We're going to get in there raw with a Q&A now. So have your say. Get your thoughts and opinions in there. We're nearly at 250 likes, guys. The target for the stream today is 300 likes. Smash that like button. It's all we ask. Drop a little free like on it and give it a subscribe. Get yourself in here raw. Click the little bell icon for notifications and have your say. Hello there, Rightis. What's going on? Casemiro to MU, please no, he says. Casemiro is the main CDM at Real. yeah, I don't know why they'd really want to sort of get rid of him. Oh, we've got a Casemiro update that's just come in. What's this? Interesting. So another source from Spain here, Josep Pedrerol, reporting that it's very possible that Casemiro asked to leave Real Madrid in the next few hours. Interesting. I mean, we'll see, won't we? It's one of those. It's possible if United are prepared to pay the money. Real Madrid, from my point of view, probably won't want to sell him. But if there's a good enough offer that comes in, everybody's for sale. And, he's an older player. They could just cash in. Oh, thank you, Ms528. Shout out to you for retweeting the show, man. Really appreciate you, dude. We still need more than Casemiro, says Nav786. Yeah, spot on, bud. We do. We need a new right back, another midfielder to go along with Casemiro. Forward, absolutely. Okay, so Whip comments, evening all, Baker Brigade. How you doing there, Whip? Matty Gwinnett says, if we're going to sign randoms, then I'd rather sign youngsters, even if it's a risk, instead of plastering the cracks with older players. What you say, Big? Yes and no. They have to be the right players. I mean, I feel like Casemiro in the short term, although he's older and he might be coming for a payday, he's a classy player who, in the now, right now, could just slot in there and just hopefully do what he does for Real Madrid, but for Man United. So, look, I don't know. Maybe he would be just coming for a payday, but one thing you're guaranteed when you've got a youngster is that they're, well, not guaranteed, but you're much more likely to get is full commitment to try and improve and actually become a baller in the future. Whereas Casemiro's already there and he's winding things down over the next 4 or 5 years to when he will retire. So I hear your point, but I still think there's a place for senior players in the team. There's a place for balance. Balance is important. You do need a good mixture of youth and a good mixture of experience, and he's one of those guys that could bring that experience. Hey, Kingface, what's going on, man? Thank you for the 9-month membership of the channel, Kingface. Everyone, let's get a #9 in there for Kingface. He's been a member of this channel for 9 months. Thank you very much for supporting the show all that time. He says, why does Luke Shaw look hefty as fuck every time? Because he is hefty as fuck, lad. He needs to put down the Burger King. He needs to put down the old XL bacon double cheeseburger. I like him too, but nobody's supposed to have 6 of them a week, Luke. You know, he's clearly got a bit of extra timber on him, hasn't he? So I think that's what happened. He found out United were not signing Jurriën Timber, so he thought he would add a little bit of extra timber for the squad himself by eating loads of fucking pies, bud. I don't know what it is, pal. I mean, obviously, look, I'm a lot fatter than Luke Shaw, but he's a professional athlete for Man United. He should be svelte and lean and ripped. Unfortunately, he does look like he's carrying about an extra stone on him or 2, which, you know, for somebody who's a professional athlete, that's too much, guys. He's definitely got a bit much on him. So Luke Shaw, to me, I think that's an indicator that he's perhaps not the most professional. Should he really be moving around like a pudding out there? I don't think so, guys. He's playing for Manchester United, for fuck's sake, getting hundreds of grand a week. He should be super ripped like Cristiano Ronaldo, but no, he's not. He's a fatty. We basically got fucking Paddy the Baddy playing left back, for fuck's sake. I mean, he's not fat, is he? He's not fat, is he, really, guys? You know, in the grand scheme of things, he's not fat. But he's definitely carrying a little bit of extra timber, my friend. He's too fucking meaty, man. Anyway, Shaw likes to go to McDonald's. He does. There's videos of him in Burger King and all sorts. Hey, Rushmana, we got 250 likes. Get in there. Jose Luis Coelho says Casemiro is important to Madrid. He is important to Madrid. I agree. Why would they want to sell him? I agree. But money talks and bullshit walks, and he's 30. And if they could get 60 million quid for a 30-year-old, maybe they would reinvest that. Shaw is the only person who goes to McDonald's for pies, says Matt Quitter. I actually like their McDonald's apple pies, bud, but only the apple ones. Have you seen Casemiro? He's got a double chin. His face is more round than a football, says Thugger007. Oh, mate, that's a bit harsh. Look at him on that thumbnail, bud. He might have a bit of a look of disgust, but he's not that meaty, lad. But, you know, yeah, in all fairness, but the difference is he's an actual technical baller, man. That's funny, though. Casemiro. Imagine if we just assembled a team of fatties. There you go. Fat Chester United, guys. There you go. Who should we get in there? What other players can we go and get, guys? That's the question, isn't it? Get Wayne Rooney back out from Fat Frank Lampard's the manager. Anyway, I'm just kidding, obviously. Frank Lampard's fucking lean, really, isn't he? Anyway. We have the slowest team in the world, says Whip. Yeah, Rooney, says Marco. Shaw looks like a janitor, says Stuart Watson. Welsh Hunters loving it. What's up, Simon Warner? Madrid are Champions League winners, so why should Casemiro leave? Don't know, Simon. Maybe a new challenge, maybe just for money. As Fabrizio Romano said, I mean, look at this. This is pretty much it, isn't it? So, where's that information? Nope. Yeah. 45 to 50 million is nowhere near enough to tempt Real Madrid. They want more money. And Casemiro would only consider crazy, crazy salary. I think that's fair to say. If he's going to go to Man United in the Europa League right now, he's probably going to want more money than he's on right now. So is it a sensible deal for Man United? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. Andy Young. Hey, Revivalizer. Andy Young comments, Pig, remember that the Glazers could easily sell the club to someone just as bad as themselves. Also, how come I keep reading that United still expect to sign De Jong with an irrefutable offer? Who knows? I mean, it's up in the air, the De Jong deal, bud. Technically, we did have an agreement in place with them, didn't we? And they still want to sell him and get him out the door and get all those wages off the books and generate that cash. But maybe with what they've done recently, maybe they don't have to as much. So, yeah. He does look confused in the thumbnail, doesn't he? Yeah. Why is De Jong not signed yet, says the Diamond 94. Barcelona are shithouses and United's recruitment team are a little bit incompetent, it seems. Maybe don't want to pay that extra bit just to try and convince them right now, but maybe that's the best thing to do. I think you're right, SM3 says, a Real Madrid spine of Varane, Casemiro and Ronaldo sounds good to me. It sounds good to me also, bud. Absolutely, for the short term. Do Real owe Casemiro any money? Says Manas? I don't think so. Good question, though. Susan Lively Sue says, I want them to win against Liverpool, but if they don't, I want them to fight until the last minute. Spot on, Susan. Liverpool are a great team right now. You can't expect to go and trounce them, but we want United to be in the game. We want us to be competitive. We want us to be full-blooded, and those players to be going in there raw. Thank you, Revivalizer. Says, love the video this morning. Thank you, Revivalizer Pro. Rob says, I can't wait for September 2nd, mate. Whatever happens, I just want this window over. Spot on. Jose Luis Coelho says, names and more names, but no signs. Yeah, that's United for you. Let me just scroll down to the bottom of the chat here, folks. I'm a little bit behind. Gungshi says, Susan Lively Sue, well said. Yeah, very well said, Susan, there. Can I work for United, please? As a scout, we got knobs there, says Andrew. Yes, you can. Each time United lose and have gash performances, Ten Hag should make all the players clean the stadium as public toilets. Love that, Jim Watkins. I think they should donate their wages to a children's charity or something based on that last performance against Brentford. It's a fucking disgrace. Seth Backrow, thanks for being a member for 19 months, guys. Let's get hashtag 19 there for Seth. Sue, 19 months, a legend. Let's go. Thank you, Seth. He says, Casemiro brings experience and leadership. Quality comment, agreed. He's a proven elite level player. I couldn't agree more with you. He also does bring a little bit of a concern because maybe he's just coming for the money. But on paper, if you can get Casemiro playing well, committed to United, he would be much better than any of the shite we got right now. And I agree, he brings experience and leadership. Rushy says we've got a Casemiro update here. What's this? Okay, interesting. Let's have a look at this. So another Casemiro update. Exclusive, Casemiro has received a written proposal from Manchester United. Real Madrid will not sell him. It'll be chosen. Interesting. Okay, another report coming out there from Spain that says that he's received a written proposal from Manchester United. Take it with a pinch of salt, but it's possible. Man United wants Casemiro before Saturday as well. Another report coming out from Josep Pedrerol in Spain. So there is a lot of hype about this. I still think it's quite unlikely. I'll just be honest. I want it to happen. I think Casemiro would be a great signing for Manchester United, but I do think that why would he want to come to a Europa League standard team if not just for the huge payday, which is also putting me and probably Ten Hag off maybe a little bit. And also, why would Real Madrid want to sell him on the back of a real successful season and on the back of him winning, 5 Champions League trophies and still being a big part of their team and a huge part of their team? Why would they want to? So it doesn't really add up to me unless Man United are prepared to pay the money, in which case, fair play. It's one player, one position we can get sorted out. It doesn't help the rest of the team much, but it could be a game changer for us in terms of helping the midfield, protecting the back line, etc. He's a very good player. You can buy, says Lucky Singh, 6 billion fans donate £1. Glazers will sell, says the Diamond. I guess this point towards Man U giving up on De Jong then, says Chris Koo. Maybe so, yeah, maybe so. Although we've given up on Rabiot. So let's just get this straight. I mean, perhaps we could get both of De Jong and Casemiro. I very much doubt it. But it seems like we have given up on Rabiot. So we've given up on Rabiot and now we're working on Casemiro. So the De Jong deal, I doubt we'll get De Jong and Casemiro, guys. That's just silly. But I guess there's a 1% chance that United might have the bollocks to be able to do something like that. Yeah, Luis Coelho, Josie says, Benfica CEO said Ronaldo will be a dream. Well, Benfica, I don't see it. He'll go to Sporting if he goes back to Portugal, I think. Maguire's movement resembles Frankenstein's monster, says Simon Warner. Definitely, bud. Hey, nice one, David Duncan. Thank you for getting in here raw, bro. Appreciate you. Yes, a great community of legends we got over here, man. Shout out to the Bacon Brigade. Let's get some Bacon Brigade emojis in there. Thank you, everyone who supports this channel and also just comes in here for the chat. I love chatting with you legends. Tony says he'll be coming for a payday, but he wants to get out before he gets eased out with youth, says Tony. Interesting. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Coming for a payday, but that's it. Real Madrid at some point going to have to start planning for the future, aren't they? You never known so many potential transfer targets fall through in the same window, says Nick Knack. Get Rangnick back, says Elliot. Sky already said Man U pulled from De Jong. Oh, well, let's all believe what Sky reports then. Sky talks some raw shite sometimes, OHB lad. But no, fair enough. You're right. They have reported that, and I personally think, well, that's probably the case because look at what's going on. We're going for Casemiro now, apparently, and also the De Jong deal is just so farcical. Dealing with Barca's a disgrace. I'd have pulled out as well because it's just the principles are that we're being treated like absolute shite. No, I haven't had a summer holiday yet, Eamon Barrett. I went to Spain for a couple of days. Wasn't really a holiday, mate, to be honest. I just went for literally 2.5 days, basically, bud. So, but yeah. Casemiro's extra wage, I think, says Andrew. I need a holiday, mate. I need a proper holiday. It's just like a week. Just sat on a beach. Just doing fuck all, mate. Fear of bad dreams, says Paul. You found the bacon emoji, says Nick Knack. Lucky Singh says De Jong himself said he didn't want to come months ago, says OHB. Not in a roundabout way of saying like that. It's not like he's completely said, oh, fuck Manchester United. He's just basically said he doesn't want to leave Barcelona, etc. OHB. So, you know, and like I say, he's just being professional, keeping his head down, waiting to be paid. Is he going to say, oh, Barca is shit and they owe me 70 mil, they're a bunch of wankers and I want out, I'm going to United, I'm going to shine 10 ounce bald egg every night? I don't think so. He's obviously keeping his head down, saying what he needs to say. So I wouldn't read too much into his comments anyway. Pig, how can Wolves get Matthias Nunes for 35 mil and United can get mercenaries? Good point, Stuart Ollerson. I know we should have gone for that guy. We're an absolute disgrace, bud. There's no other good word for it. Madrid have bought their future midfielders, so they'd probably let him go. Good comment there, Nathan Phelps, as well. Yeah, we need good quality young players for the future, not nearly 31 years old. 30's the new 27. It'll be great for 3 seasons at least, Andy. Calm down. Sit on the beach and get slurped, says Andrew. You what, son? Fabrizio said his priority to stay at Barca, says Arsenal Manic. Yeah, well, okay, that's always been his priority, bud. That's what he said the whole time. Yeah, we know he loves Barcelona, but they're treating him like shit. They're treating him like shit, bud. I mean, how could he still really want to be there? I don't get it. Nefertiti Memorit, what's going on? Thank you, Disco Dave. I hope you're good, Disco Dave. Rio interviewed Nani. Yeah, I've got some Nani quotes here, actually. Thank you so much for reminding me there, bud. So we have got some quotes from Nani. Nani on Manchester United. This is what he said. Nani said, there is no hunger for the current, in terms of the current Man United. He said, there is no hunger. There is no desire to win. There is a lot of talented players, but they don't want to get tired. They prefer not to sweat. Can you believe that, guys? Nani pulling no punches there, saying that how he is. A previous Man United legend. Let's be honest, Nani was a fantastic player for us, unlike these complete shower of shites that we've got right now. So Nani's saying it how it is, pulling no punches, saying that this United side don't like to sweat. What a fucking true statement that is. Bunch of absolute pansies. So right, says Michelle Ellis. Yet Nani's saying it how it is. Bernardo Silva staring at shitty ass of shame rush mono. Susan says, I believe Ronaldo has faith in Ten Hag, but not in some of his teammates. Eric Ten Hag has the same mentality as Ronaldo. You definitely want Ronaldo in your team mentality-wise, wouldn't you? He's a proven professional. Get Rangnick back, says Jose. Could do worse. Batman Knight Fan says, Nani, love. Yeah, it's only me mixes. Nani, spot on. Matty Gwinnett says, raw. Beata says, Cruz is 56 and Modric 73. They still play for Real Madrid, so they won't accept anything lower than 80 for Cass, I don't think. Well, maybe, Beata. It's a good point. I'd still take Modric, actually, 73. Gungshi, thank you, Gungshi says, smash a like for the pig. Thank you, Gungshi. Nani's getting in there. Raw, that's right, Chris Koo. Nice one from Nani, says Jim Watkins. Sleepy Panda comments, Casemiro could end up being like Di Maria, but hopefully he'll come to build up the team. That's right, that's what I'm hoping for a new challenge, Sleepy Panda. But you're right, he could be like a Di Maria or a Falcao or an Alexis Sanchez who's just coming for a gash payday. Nani was a quality player, Jim Ryan. Hello there, Jack Payton, what's going on? Get a team that spends its time leaking BS instead of training to make themselves better, says Michelle. That's right. Bunch of fucking pansies in the team right now. You're absolutely spot on. Like certain cliques of players are banded together. Absolutely, SM3. Yeah, it's a disjointed team. It's not a team, is it? It's not a team. There's no team. No. It's not a team. Mr. Blue Sky, Wolves looking to get Gonçalo Ramos too. Wolves moving mad in this window. Yeah, fair play to him. Thank you, Rushy, my son. Guys, we're going to wrap this video up right here, by the way, folks. So I'm going to have to wrap it up. Hey, Troy Manso, welcome in from Canada again, bro. What's happening? And Dodgebot says, how did Ollie get these shower melts to second? Great question. I mean, he deserves a lot of credit, doesn't he, in hindsight? I called you Jim Ryan. Sorry, Jim Watkins. Right, guys, we're going to wrap this video up. Make sure you smash that like on this video before you go. We're nearly at 300 likes, but we're not quite there yet. Baker Brigade, I need you. Hit that thumbs up on it before this video finishes. Let's get this sucker to 300 likes. Also, if you're new to the show, drop a subscribe on it. We have actually just today reached the target of 63,500 subscribers, down to you bloody legends. So thank you everyone for subscribing to this channel. We're going to be back on a bit later, more than likely, with the latest evening news. So keep a lookout around about 9 or 10. And just thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Gerard. Oh, nice one. Sunny Cat. Oh, nice, mate. Lovely. Licky T, Kingslayer, Madhouse, Duncan, David Duncan, Gungshi. Thank you, Gungshi. Have a great day, my man. Andrew, Susan, Simon, Rushy, Jose Luis Coelho. Thank you, my man. Gerard, Ryan, Licky T, Kingslayer, Madhouse, Revivalizer, Jim Watkins, Artie Chico. Thank you, 0793, my son. Eamon Barrett as well. Oh, thank you, bud. Yes. I would love a holiday. Sleepy Panda, Chris Koo, Batman Night Fan, Rush Mano, Master Yoda, Duncan Bleefer, Andrew, Lucky Singh, Kingslayer, T1, Rob, Eyeball Paul, Cass Vandermeer, and everybody else as well. You know, thank you so much for being here, guys. Shout out to the community that is the Bacon Brigade. You're a bunch of legends. We'll bring you all the latest United news as and when it happens, so keep a lookout. Hit the subscribe, hit the bell, follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch. And check out the website, unitedflyinghigh.com. Thank you, Troy Manser. Thank you, Kate Cadet, Rob MUFC, Chris Koo, T1, Kingslayer, Rushy, Cass, Cake, Butterpants, Troy, Lucky, King, Munib, Michelle Ellis, Johnny, Lynette Giggs. Yeah, Michelle Ellis is the best community. You're damn right, Michelle. What a community of legends. Let's get those Bacon Brigade emojis in there and love hearts in there to celebrate this awesome freaking community. You're right about that. Goodbye, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Come back afterwards. Get your thoughts and opinions in about the Casemiro situation, Ronaldo, new owners, Glazers out, all that sort of stuff. And let's, as always, end on some green and gold emojis and Glazers out, guys. Thanks for tuning in. That's it for the show. Have a great day, guys. I'm out of here. And remember, when the seagulls follow the troll, this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. See.